everyone, my name is TICOALU, and today I'm going to be explaining one of the core topics in quality management, which is the total quality tools. The first tool is Pareto chart. So this chart is based on the 80 per 20 principle, which says that roughly 80% of problems come from 20% of the causes. A Pareto chart helps us identify which issues contribute the most to a problem, so we can prioritize what to fix first. So an example of Pareto chart being used is when a fast food restaurant is getting many customer complaints. So they have collected data over a month and they have separated each complaint into different categories. So for example, they have 40 complaints for cold food, 25 complaints for slow service, 20 complaints for wrong order, and 5 complaints for rude staff. What the Pareto chart shows is it becomes clear that cold food and slow service make up most of the complaints. So the restaurant should fix these two issues first, because improving them will solve the majority of the customer dissatisfaction. Next, we have cause and effect diagram. This diagram is also known as the fishbone or Ishikawa diagram. This tool helps us analyze a problem by breaking it down into possible causes under categories such as people, methods, machines, materials, and environment. An example of cause and effect diagram being used is when a company keeps delivering products late. So they will find out that the possible causes of the late deliveries by using the fishbone categories. So the first one is people. It could be the staff that is not trained in route planning. Methods, it's the delivery scheduled manually and inefficiently. Machines, where the delivery trucks often break down. Materials, packaging delays. And environment, which could be the heavy rain that slowed the traffic. What this helps with is that it shows that the root cause might be poor scheduling plus vehicle maintenance, not just bad traffic. Next one, we have check sheets. So a check sheet is a simple form used to collect data in real time. It allows us to record the frequency of the events quickly and accurately. Next, we have histograms. A histogram is a bar chart that displays the distribution of data. It helps us to see how often something occurs within certain ranges. An example of histogram being used is when a manufacturing plant wants to understand variations in production time. So they record how long it takes to produce 100 finished items. When the times are displayed on a histogram, a clear pattern appears, and most items fall within a normal range of production time, but a few take significantly longer. This helps the production manager see whether delays are random or caused by specific shifts, machines, or employees. The histogram reveals that longer production times mostly occur during the night shift, prompting the manager to investigate staffing levels or machine performance at night. Then we have scatter diagrams. So the scatter diagram shows the relationship between two variables. This tool is useful when we want to investigate whether one factor influences another. An example of scatter diagram being used is when a quality manager at a company suspects that employee overtime may be causing more mistakes. To investigate this, they create a scatter diagram plotting overtime hours on the x-axis and the number of errors on the y-axis. As they examine the scatter pattern, they notice that the points tend to rise together, meaning that as overtime increases, mistakes also increase. This suggests a positive relationship, helping the company realize that reducing overtime or adding more staff might improve product quality. Then we have run charts and control charts. These two charts both track data over time. Run charts help us see trends, patterns, or shifts in process, and control charts take this further by showing upper and lower control limits, indicating whether a process is stable or if abnormal variations are occurring. An example of this being used in a company is when a customer service center tracks the average time it takes to handle customer calls each day. When the data is plotted on a run chart, the supervisor can easily see whether call times are trending upward, downward, or staying consistent over several weeks. To analyze the process more closely, the supervisor use a control chart, which adds upper and lower control limits to indicate whether the process is stable. On certain days, call times exceed the upper limit, signaling unusual variations that requires investigation, such as system problems or staff shortages. Last one, we have stratification. So this technique separates data into different categories, such as department, location, product type, or customer segment, so we can identify hidden patterns. An example of stratification being used in a company is when a company experiences inconsistent product quality and wants to understand where the problem is coming from. They use stratification to separate the defect data by production shift, morning, afternoon, and night. When analyzed this way, the company discovers that the majority of defects come from the night shift, even though the total production output is similar across all shifts. The insight This insight allows the company to target improvements specifically in night shift operations, such as training, supervision, or machine checks.